What an absolute fun game to watch today. There's actually two games in the semifinals of both conferences, Boston versus Milwaukee and also Memphis versus Golden State. Both games intensely interesting for their own reasons. Firstly, Boston gets destroyed by Giannis Antetokounmpo. Inside, I told you guys he's too big, he's too powerful. Boston is aggressive. They made Kevin Durant a silky smooth finesse jumper. Play more physical. When you put a physical bulldozer into like a physical rally, there is no way the bulldozer is not going to truck you. He trucked Jason Tatum like 2 or 3 times, and he was just getting to the basket at ease. He ended up with a triple-double with like a low amount of points. Low was like 24 points for Giannis. He had a triple-double, obviously, and he was making them work. He's making Boston like, oh my god, we should have got bounced. I don't want to play against Milwaukee no more. But they have to answer in game 2 for sure, or the series could end up in a sweep too. So they don't want to end up in that sweeping category. But I could really see them getting sweep too. Jason and Jalen didn't play too well, didn't shoot the ball too well. They played pretty good defense, I'm not gonna lie. But Bobby Portis and Drew Holiday stepped up, put some good shots in. Let me pull up the box score first. I don't really remember it. I came back and watched the second half of it where Giannis destroyed everyone, and it looked close in the first quarter. I saw that. But unfortunately, in the second half, it was just all Milwaukee, and it built up. It steamrolled. No one shot the ball really well. I'm not gonna lie. Even Giannis didn't shoot the ball too well. Like 41% from the field, 33% from the field from Boston and Milwaukee, 35% from 3, which is decent. I'm not gonna lie, it's decent. And 36 from Boston. Sundays, no one really want to be here, honestly. So they should have pushed it back. I understand it's prime time Sunday now, but no one really shot the ball too well, so they took advantage of that. Bobby Portis actually hit some nice threes. He only had 2, which is surprising. I thought he had more, but Bobby Portis hit a big 3 in the corner while Milwaukee is pushing and trying to close them out. That pretty much sealed the deal for them. In my opinion, what Boston has to do is shoot the ball better. I don't know, just shoot the ball better, and you can't really stop Giannis from doing this. So you try to have to rely on his teammates to let him down, because Giannis can get his points. Drew Holiday, Bobby Portis, if you could make life harder for them, even though they're not shooting the best, it's probably the only way you can really beat Milwaukee's team. The game scheme is to let Giannis get his numbers. Obviously, don't let him walk into the rim and just do whatever he wants, but he just kind of do that anyways. So what you have to do is just limit the other players around him, and unfortunately, not really good. Grayson Allen, 3 from 6. Pat Connaughton, 2 for 4. That's 50% from 2 people, from 2 bench people that play like 20 minutes at most. That is crazy. Robert Williams got trucked at one point. I looked up while recording my other videos, and then I saw him get trucked, and then he's like, oh, come on, how is this a foul on me? So Boston got to respond with that, or I think the series might be over. Yeah, I think it could be a sweep. I think it could be a gentleman's sweep, where they win 3 in a row and then they just let Boston win and then win at home court. But I think that's a gentleman. Is that a gentleman's sweep? I saw an actual post where they say a gentleman's sweep is you win 3 in a row, let them win at home so they end the season at home, and then beat them down on your home court so you can move on to the next round, which by my estimation, I think it's going to be Miami and Bucks moving on to the Eastern Conference Finals. And it could just be Giannis repeating again. This could be like the greatest like individual ever. This might be the GOAT of basketball we're watching right now. Like if he goes into the finals and then wins the finals, we're jumping a few rounds and also a few teams obviously, but I want to make a video on talking about that, what a championship would mean to everyone. Certain teams that a championship means more than other people. Moving on to game 2, there is a Warriors at Memphis. Golden State Warriors playing Memphis. There's a lot of drama that goes on. Barely won. Warriors scraped by with 117 to 116 in the final buzzer. Ja Morant had a chance with a layup at the end. Unfortunately, I think it was blocked or he missed it, and Wiggins came down with a rebound and it was over. A lot of time was expiring. There's a lot of mistakes at the end that cost the Memphis Grizzlies. For some reason, they didn't foul on time against either Jordan Poole, Steph Curry, and Steph Curry just ran around them, which unfortunately they had a foul to give. So I'm not sure why they didn't foul earlier, because they had to foul twice to get them to the line, but they got possession back. It was just a scuff mess at the end, unfortunately, for the Memphis Grizzlies. They played really well the first 2 quarters, and having like 3 fouls on Gary Payton, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson. Steph Curry ended the game with 5 fouls. I think Klay Thompson had the same. Gary Payton had 4 or something like that. It was insane the amount of fouls in this game. It was the first half, it was all Memphis. Memphis got every single call possible. And then the second quarter, the Warriors got every single call possible. This is a foul here, this is a foul there. It didn't make sense, right? They didn't let the players really play. It's physical basketball, it's basketball, right? Obviously you can't get away with everything, but there's certain things where like they don't call normally and then they start calling. When you're trying to get loose from a screen, you push off from a player, you get called for that, which doesn't make sense. It's an offensive foul or a defensive foul. Either way, it doesn't make sense because normally it's not called. There's a call that should have been a jump ball on Kevon Looney. I was like, what? No one calls this a loose ball foul. This should just be a jump ball because he just tangled him up and something had to happen. Anyways, Draymond Green got ejected as well. I wouldn't argue the call. I wouldn't argue the review of it because he did slap him in his face. That's a flagrant 1, and then he dragged him down, which all in one motion, it could be considered flagrant 1, but in their standards, in what they call, I'm not upset about it. I would have called it a flagrant 1, but I'm not an official. I'm not like paid to referee NBA games. If they think it's a flagrant 2, then I believe it's a flagrant 2. You know, maybe a little harsh, but I'm not upset by it. I'm upset by Draymond Green for putting him in a position to do that. If you got beats, if you're outside of defensive positioning, just let them have the dunk. Because the worst thing happened is they actually got a free throw and then they got a layup, I think, out of that. They got 3-point swing on that side and Draymond Green got ejected. So in the second half, third quarter start, the Warriors came out really strong, put a lot of defensive pressure on, and also Steph Curry making some big shots. I think he had 4 3-pointers in the third quarter itself, 1 in the fifth quarter. So it was actually pretty nice to see Steph Curry waking up, and unfortunately he did close down a little bit. He did like start missing more and more shots. That's why he ended up with 5 and 12 at the end of the game on 3-pointers, but he was shooting really well at the third quarter. So unfortunately for that, it caught up to him. I was scared that his shot making was just going to vanish in the fourth quarter because he was just not making any shots. Klay Thompson was shooting horribly from the field, but he made a big 3 at the end, almost like a little dagger. And then Wiggins makes some clutch free throws. Jordan Poole, 30 points. John Morant, Jordan Poole, and Jaren Jackson Jr. all dropped 30s, which is crazy. There's 3 players that dropped 30. I assume that Memphis would have won this game because they had 2 players in 30 by like the 6-minute mark in the fourth quarter, which is crazy. Now, do I think this type of game will happen again? I don't think this type of game will happen again. I think the fouls maybe will be called evenly throughout the series. I'm hoping the game gets called evenly. I think both sides would be very upset about the officiating and the calls on both sides. So I don't think anyone has too much complaints about, because a lot of calls were missed on both ends. There's 2 challenges that didn't make any sense. One challenge looked like inconclusive evidence that the ball looks like went out between Andrew Wiggins' legs, and it looks like Andrew Wiggins held onto it, but it looks like Dillon Brooks poked it out. We don't know which one it was, but it looked like it could have been either one that happened. It was inconclusive to overturn, in my opinion, but then they turned it over anyways, even though they called it Warriors ball. And then there's another call that was on Steph Curry that gave him the 5th foul, that gave him his 5th foul, but it looks like he was moving, he shifted his body to the left. Why is it not a blocking foul when he does that? Because his right leg also lifted up. He was not in position. His left leg was planted, but his right leg was not planted at all, and he moved his body as well. So arguably some dumb officiating. Maybe some officials can tell me what those 2 calls were really about. It seemed like one was overturned and one wasn't overturned. That's why I was getting confused. Didn't seem fair in certain respects, but Curry came down, hit 3 in the following play, so it didn't matter. Warriors came out of this on top. I think they got to stop fouling and turning over the ball. I think they handled it a lot better. They still turned it over here and there, but Draymond Green being out of the lineup actually helped the Warriors like keep more calm and keep hell of the ball, keep safe of the ball, and got some good shots. A lot of times they could just get inside and get a free layup in. I saw Klay Thompson running there, Otto Porter Jr., Gary Payton, Andrew Wiggins, all of them just running through Kevon Looney, all of them just running into the paint, getting free buckets just like that, because the perimeter players are very scary, so they can stick to them like glue. And if you switch off of them, you can have a moment, a second where you're free and you can just run to the basket. it was fun basketball. I'm not gonna lie. The start of the second half really shook it up and made it a better game than what it was. I still believe this is gonna be the best series in the second round. I'm interested to see what Memphis will come back and tweak. I don't think the Grizzlies, Desmond Bane, Dylan Brooks, Xavier Tillman, I don't think they're gonna shoot the ball so poorly like today. And I don't think Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr. will be dropping 30s as a pair all the time. So I think there's going to be some adjustments, and the Warriors will not shoot the ball as poorly as they did as well, because they shot 36% from 3, minus Jaren Jackson Jr. No one really shot the ball great from 3 from the Memphis Grizzlies, and let alone that Dylan Brooks 3 from 13. 3 from 10 from Desmond Bane. Desmond Bane is my guy. What Memphis has to do is come out and try to win game 2, because this was their game to win. I'm not sure what they're doing. Draymond Green got ejected. All the fouls they wanted in the world. Everyone was in foul trouble. Both sides, everyone was in foul trouble this entire game. I could see both teams, the Bucks and the Warriors, going up 2-0 on Tuesday. And since it's at night, I think most of the teams should be more awake. In my opinion, I think Milwaukee can sweep Boston. I don't think the Warriors can sweep the Memphis Grizzlies. I could see them winning game 2 and then losing game 3 and then winning game 4 and then closing them out on Memphis or on game 6 at home. But I really see the Warriors winning this matchup. Also with the Bucks might win this in 5 or 4. I don't see it going further than that. They have to have some adjustments in both ends of the losing team. Tuesday is a critical game. There's no leeway at all, because both teams that lost today are actually a top seed, so they both lost home court advantage. So that is going to be interesting to see. I doubt it's going to make too much of a difference, but Ja Morant, actually no, it will make too much of a difference, because Ja Morant does not play too well. According to the stacks, he's get like 14 or 12 points. He's averaging 12 to 14 points away, so he's not playing too well away. He's playing great at home though, but he's not playing too well away, and we're gonna have to see on Tuesday. So thank you so much for watching. How is it 20 minutes? I've just been talking about basketball. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys all enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think of game 1 of the semifinals. And tomorrow we're gonna watch Phoenix and Dallas, and as well the Sixers and Miami Heat. No Joel Embiid though. That's gonna be a shame. Anyways, my name's Ben Alpha. Hope you guys all had a great day, and I'm out. Peace.